Did all knights own land? Have you ever wondered about the lives of medieval knights and their relationship with land? The question of whether all knights owned land is quite intriguing. In the medieval period, not every knight had land to call their own. Knights often served as vassals to lords or barons, acting as elite fighters or military retainers. Their connection to land was typically tied to the feudal system, which linked land ownership to service and loyalty. In this system, the king was considered the ultimate owner of all land. He granted portions of land to barons or nobles in exchange for military service and loyalty. These barons would then divide their lands further and grant smaller portions, known as fiefs, to knights. The knights held these lands under military tenure, meaning their right to the land depended on their commitment to provide military service, usually around 40 days each year. This arrangement allowed knights to earn income from their lands, but they had to fulfill their military obligations in return. Some knights, particularly those of higher status or with more experience, were granted land and thus had economic resources and local authority. These knights might have owned their own manors and could employ stewards or bailiffs to manage their estates. However, many knights, especially those referred to as knight bachelors, fought under another lord's banner and did not own land themselves. They served as professional soldiers or bodyguards and relied on their lord for support, including lodging, food, and equipment. Certain knightly orders, such as the Knights Templar, held extensive lands and properties, often granted by the crown or church. They managed these lands collectively, and archaeological evidence from sites linked to these orders shows that while they held land and buildings, the physical remains of their presence can be sparse or hard to identify. In summary, while many knights owned land, especially those of higher rank or wealth, not all knights had land. Many served as landless warriors or held land temporarily as part of their military duties. The feudal system shaped these relationships, making land a form of payment and status tied to service rather than universal ownership among all knights. From an archaeological viewpoint, evidence of knights, landholdings often comes from charters, manorial records, and the physical remains of estates, reflecting the variety of knights' social and economic positions in medieval society.